But once a marketing authorization is obtained for a pharmaceutical vaccine or pharmaceutical product, the work that starts immediately. That's a starting gun for the license maintenance to begin. And it's a significant effort that's needed by regulators and industry alike, and this is an area that's often overlooked. So in order to maintain the license, that changes are made in order to do several things to enhance the robustness and efficiency of the manufacturing process, to improve quality control techniques, to respond indeed to changes in the regulatory requirements, and to upgrade state-of-the-art facilities. We also make them as well to the label in order to update the safety information, but also as well to add further indications and extend the indication of a pharmaceutical product. But the problem is that as regulatory systems are now developing and evolving worldwide, the requirements to submit and review variations in multiple markets are becoming even more complex. Yes, certainly. I can give you several examples actually. The first one really is of a site change, which is important for ensuring that we have more product going to more people in order to expand the supply. One example is for a vaccine drug product, for a formulation and filling site that was needed to improve the supply capacity and bring more vaccines to more people. This took around 4 or 5 years to gain approval worldwide, because we have to stagger that approval because of different requirements, because of different timelines of those variations. Earlier approval clearly would have meant that we could get more vaccines to more people earlier, and similar timelines are seen with other products. Another example is that a change to extend the shelf life of a vaccine. This can improve the use of a vaccine and make it more widely available for people for longer. In this case, it took between 3 to 25 months to approve the same change depending on the country. And moreover, each country has different requirements. In some cases, you don't need to get approval. Other cases, they required stability data at 3 months, 6 months, etc. Some required to have US or EU approval first, prior to submission, or indeed during review. The consequence of that is you then get this staggered effect, which means that the variation lasts for several years. So even though each country may take 3 to 25 months, this happens over a period of several years because each of these requirements pushes the submission and approval further. One of the ways would be to ensure that we have the same standards of classification of variations, and this includes, for example, using the standard that WHO has developed through vaccines, but also they're going to develop one in biologicals. Would be very good to ensure that there's standardization, and countries like Malaysia, for example, have now started to do that, and this is very positive, and we need to see more of that. Something else that will change, we believe, the paradigm, which we need a real shift here, because the current guidelines, and indeed even like the WHO one, are standard classifications. We need to shift from that, we believe, much more into a pharmaceutical quality system based approach, where variations can even be downgraded or even not submitted, but they're not submitted because they're controlled within the pharmaceutical quality system. And a new guideline that's under development right now in ICH Q12 sets out the principles for that, and we're very much for promoting that kind of thinking and that kind of way of doing things in the future. We believe this is very important.